Hi guys, so today I'm going to do the Home Sweet Home tag, and I saw Jamie do this over on the Not So Ordinary Wife channel, which is her channel. I believe she created this tag. If she didn't 100% create it, I know she took, she created part of it, and I think she might have taken bits and pieces from other similar tags and kind of made it her own. So I thought it'd be interesting to do this tag today since we are moving into between 2 and 3 months. So I thought it might be interesting to do it on our current home that we've lived in for the last 6 years, and then I'll do it again once we get settled in our new home that we are building. So I'll do a like house tour sort of thing early on when we move in, but not until we get settled. I probably won't sit down and do this again. So it is 16 questions, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. So what is your living situation? Do you rent, own your home, live at home, etc.? So the home that I live in right now, I have owned for the last 4 years. What type of home do you live in? Apartment, townhouse, house, tiny house, etc. I live in a townhouse. 3. Do you live in the city, suburbs, or country? So I kind of live in the suburbs, but it's considered the country. Number 4, how many people live in your home? Who do you live with? So I live with my husband and my 6 cats. If you own your home, when did you buy your home? And how old were you when you bought it? If you don't own your home and rent, when did you move into your current home? So when we moved into this house 6 years ago, we rented it. And for the first 2 years we rented. And then we wanted to buy a house, but we weren't quite in the financial situation to buy a house. But we were really getting sick and tired of paying rent and kind of paying someone else's mortgage. That sort of mindset that is what we had. So we decided to buy the home that we currently live in. So we bought it 4 years ago. Yeah, so we rented it for 2 years, then we've lived in, we bought it, it'll be 4 years ago, July. So we'll be here total of 6 years, July 1st of 2016. And we will have owned it, I think it's 4 years, July 5th, something like that, of 2016. How long have you lived in your home? So I've lived here for 6 years, owned it for 4. How many bedrooms? 4. How many bathrooms? 2. What was the selling point for your home? What sold you on this place? So, really what sold us on this place is where we moved when we first moved here from Newfoundland 9 years ago. Was half of a basement of a fourplex, so it was an illegal apartment in a fourplex. So we had half the basement was shared laundry, half the basement was our itty bitty 2-bedroom apartment that was 100% illegal. Tons of problems going on there. So what really sold us on this place was the fact that it's our own home and our own space, and we don't share any space with anyone and that sort of thing. So that's kind of what sold us on this, is just being able to have a little bit more space, a little bit more privacy, because the people that lived upstairs from us, we lived there for 3 years, and the tenants probably changed about 6 or 7 times. About every 5 to 6 months there was new tenants because they were getting evicted for partying and that sort of stuff. So it was just kind of nice, even though the people that have been on both sides of us for many years, we've had many different people on the 2 sides, and a lot of them are loud and some of them are partiers and stuff too, and we have had some problems. At least it's like the walls, so the walls are connected to like the living room and kitchen on the main floor, and upstairs it would be the spare bedroom and like the end of the hall. So it's not as many issues because like at night you can't really hear it when we sleep and stuff like that. So that's kind of what sold us on here. What do you hate about your home? Well, there's a lot. I don't want to say hate because I'm lucky enough to have a home. So I don't hate per se this home. I mean, a lot of the work that I've done and a lot of the issues that have happened in Alberta in the last few months with wildfires and stuff, I know that I'm very lucky to even have a roof over my head. But some of the things that we hate about this place is, one, the color. This is the bottom of a picture. I couldn't get it in the frame, sorry guys. But this color is like a hospital, like puke, gray, white, eggshell, yucky color. And that's the color of my whole entire house. I have no focal walls. I have nothing. So it's very drabby, dreary in the house. I also hate the fact that because before we bought this place, it was not kept up, and we tried our best to keep it up since we bought it, but there's issues with black mold in our upstairs bathroom. There's it's not laid out very well. It's very choppy. So those are some things that I guess I don't like about the home, but like I said, I wouldn't use the word hate because I know I'm very grateful to have a home. Question 12. What future projects do you plan to complete in your home? So at this point, there's nothing else we're going to do in this house. This house has been sold, and the move-in date of this home is pendant on our move-in date in our new house. So we'll hopefully have our 35-day letter sometime between the end of June and beginning of July, and we'll move in sometime in August. So anything that we were going to do in this house, we have done already. But, yeah, there's nothing really future. There's a couple anything we do here is going to be for the new house. So there are a couple things that we plan to do, like my husband is going to build 2 cat towers in our basement, but they're not for this house, they're for the new house. We are working on creating a memorial, not wall, but like very large frame that my husband's best friend is helping him with because he's an artist, in tribute to his mom. So that will be made in this house, but it won't be hung in this house. It's being made for the new house. So pretty much everything that we do here is in preparation for moving. What is something you changed immediately after moving in to the place? So this is a hard one. When we first moved in 6 years ago, we didn't change anything. But one thing we requested right before we moved in is there's carpet in our living room, on our stairs, and our whole upstairs. So all the bedrooms and the hall, with the exception of the bathroom, doesn't have carpet. So because we have cats and because the carpet wasn't new, they weren't planning on changing it. When we first moved in here as renters, we asked if they could remove the carpet because of allergens, and also because we have, at that time we had 7 cats, and they're just, it's hard to keep their fur and stuff up out of the carpet. It's difficult to clean up if they get sick on the carpet, that sort of thing. And I have a couple of cats that get sick fairly often because they have digestive problems. So we asked for it to be replaced just so we would start with fresh. Something we did immediately after buying it was we painted the walls. Now you would say, if you painted the walls, then why do you hate the color? That's because we didn't know what color to paint it, and we didn't have a ton of money or a ton of time between when we decided we were going to paint it and when we kind of had to do it, because we did it over a time that we were off work, and they had extra of this color from when they painted, because all the units I think are this color, so they gave us that and we were able to match the color at the paint store. So we paid less than $40 for all the paint for our whole entire house. So every wall got for full repaint 4 years ago. What is something you want to get around to doing in your home and never have got around to doing it? I would say that is our closets. So all of our closets are sliding door, and they have this weird insert where it's like, it's a shelf so you can put stuff on, but it's not a rod for your hangers. It's like it's built into the top piece, and it's just like another metal piece that kind of curls. So you have to hook. You can only hook the the clothes hangers one certain way. Like, you can only hook them one, like, the way to get onto that hook. So our intention was to remove the doors, the sliding doors, and remove all the inside of the closet, like all of the shelving, and put in organizers. And that never happened. And we were also going to update our the doors, and that never happened either. So the closets are something we were going to do, and we were going to do that to all the bedrooms. Our downstairs closet, hall closet, is the same way. It's much smaller, but it's the same way. And our front closet doesn't have a door on it, but it's that same shelf with the hook. So we're going to replace them all. We haven't replaced any of them. If you had to do it all over again, would you rent by your current house? If not, why not? So I would definitely say we would... I still would have moved here 6 years ago from that illegal apartment. It just made sense, even though there's a lot of issues with this place. This place is a lot safer. However, I don't think we should have bought this house 4 years ago. I think we should have moved to another house and rented until we were ready to buy. Because the resale value on this house is quite low, because there's not a lot of amenities close to it, although I don't live that far outside the city. The crime rate is extremely high. The community is not kept up well. There's a large amount of transient population in this area, and I say that as well as there's a high crime rate, with the absolute of respect, because that's the main work I do. I work with people that are either living on the streets, so living homeless, living rough on the streets, or people that have broke the law. So I say those things with respect, and it's not that I really feel unsafe living here, but the resale value is really crappy. And also, there's a lot of problems with the house. There's problems with the electrical. Like when EPCOR, which is our power company, is working on the lines, half of our house will go and half of our next door neighbors on both sides will go, because every 3 units are wired together. So that's kind of scary. And our panel box is almost double what it should be in there. So the chance of a fire is higher, and there's not a lot of good things about that sort of thing. However, once again, I'm very grateful to have a place to live, but I really think 4 years ago we should have moved somewhere else. So I wouldn't take back moving here in the first place, but I would take back deciding to buy this place. And the last question, which I had to get some help from my husband on, was, does your home have any quirks? If so, what are they? Do you like those quirks? Why or why not? So there's not a whole lot that's quirky about our house, because to me, something that's quirky is kind of something that's fun and cutesy, and the 3 things I'm going to tell you about are none of that, but they're kind of weird things to do with the house. So the first one is our upstairs bathroom fan, which is where our shower is exhausted backwards. So it doesn't draw the hot air and the humidity and the steam out of the shower. It actually draws the warm air in the summer and the cold air in the winter. And so in the wintertime, that bathroom is always freezing, and the heat control is not great in here in this townhouse because of the way it's wired and stuff. So that bathroom is freezing all winter, and it's boiling hot all summer. And also all year round, in order to try to help the black mold problem that's there, we actually have to put a big stand-up fan in the doorway, keep the door open, stand-up fan, and try to get it so that to try to suck the hot air out into the rest of the house, so that it doesn't set off the fire alarm. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, and like I said, kind of quirky, but if if you consider that quirky. I don't know. It's strange. Second one is, there's 9 houses in every strip. One side faces the street. One side faces another row of townhouses. So every third house has this big light up by our roof. That's an outside light, a nighttime light that's controlled by the rental company. And all of us at our door have a little cute little, what you would think would be an outside light, like fixture, except for it's sealed. You can't put a light bulb in it. And you also can't take it off the house. We've tried to take it off a couple of times. Neighbors have tried to take theirs off a couple of times. It doesn't work. So there's 6 lights going along the path. So you think, it's well lit, you coming home at night. Problem is, almost 2 years ago, all 6 of those lights burnt out. And the rental company refuses, because it's not really a rental company, I guess it's the condo board, because this place went condoed about 2.5 years ago. They won't replace the lights, and it's like a high-end heavy-duty light. So now it's completely pitch dark, and we're not the only strip that has that. So multiple strips in our community, if you will, in the grouping of townhouses that are under the same condo board that are run by the same rental company, the ones that are rented, obviously. Almost the whole entire thing goes completely black at night, which is very unsafe, very dangerous. It used to be kind of cool when the lights did work, because we have one right above our door, because we're the third one in, we're the third unit in. So that was kind of nice, because we used to be able to come home, and if it was just the slightest bit dark, we had light right on our front door, which was pretty awesome. But ours was the second one to burn out about 2 years ago. And yeah, they haven't been replaced. So that's kind of quirky. The high up light's kind of quirky, but what I find kind of quirky is that the fixture that's outside of our door, it has a cute little fixture. It's like a little black fixture. It's like an octagon. It is very cute, but it's sealed. You can't put a light in it. So that's kind of quirky and weird. And the second one is our parking spot. So we don't park in front of our house. So one side faces the strip of townhouses on the other side. So we just have a tiny bit of grass in front of our house, a walkway, then there's a tiny bit of grass, and then their house. And on the other side, we have a shared backyard with the 9 units. So our parking is actually on the side of our house, so it's like 2 units away, because we're the third one in. And then if you go down the 9, then there's a parking lot there for half of each. So like from the 4th house down, we park this side. It's really weird, and the numbers don't match up and whatever. But we have 2 cars. So when we still rented here, we asked if we could have a second parking spot, because we have assigned parking, and then we also have visitor parking, and then there's overflow parking. And the overflow parking, you have to pay an amount every month. Now it's to the condo board. It used to be to the rental company to have a second parking spot. And so we got that second parking spot. And then when the people that park beside us normally moved out, we asked if we could move our second parking spot so that we would park beside each other, and then they could just make our extra spot the one for the unit to the right of us. And they said that's fine. The thing is, our parking spots are so thin that my husband and I both drive Fusions, so they're not that big of a vehicle, and our one Fusion fits in like a spot and a half. So we pay for the second parking spot so that we can park one car comfortably, and we still have to park a second car a block and a half away on the street, because it's the only street parking we have. So that's a little weird and quirky why they made the parking spots the way they did. I think they need to make all the parking spots a little bit bigger, and maybe only have visitor parking, or only have the overflow parking and only have visitor parking in certain parking lots, something like that, but they don't. So that's a little weird. So that is the whole tag. If you want to do this tag, by all means, please do it, and then link it down below so I can see what your home sweet home tag is all about. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. And if you have any questions about anything that I spoke about in this video, by all means leave it in the comments below. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys!